you, Madam Speaker. My question's to the Premier. Premier, it's NAIDOC week, and I'm sure you'll agree progress on justice for Lutruwita, Tasmania's First People, has been slow over the past 213 years. Aboriginal heritage protection is still often treated as an afterthought or, at worst, ignored in places like the Tarkine. Aboriginal Tasmanians are incarcerated at a massively disproportionate rate. Aboriginal children are being let down by a child safety system. Land returns have stalled. And we don't have a treaty or dedicated seats for the Palawa Pakana people in Tasmania's parliament. There have been some small, encouraging signs of change in the wider community. Recently, the Clarence and Northern Midlands councils agreed to permanently fly the Aboriginal flag outside their chambers. As you know, NAIDOC week is the only time of year the Aboriginal flag flies above the Tasmanian Parliament. In our private members' time today, the Greens will move for change. Premier, every member of this place knows there's so much more to do to achieve justice for Tasmania's First People. Flying the flag here won't solve these critical issues, but it would be an important step for recognition and respect. Premier, will you and your government today support our motion to permanently fly the Aboriginal flag over Tasmania's Parliament?
Okay, the Premier's happy. If the Premier's happy to give an opinion from the government, but it's actually a decision of the House.
That's right. But Speaker, we're asking up to you. That's right. But we're asking people's support if the government is.
Well, Madam Speaker, I thank the Leader of the Greens, Ms O'Connor, for that question. Look, and before I say, could I just say I thought that Tim McCormack's Welcome to Country was outstanding this morning. It was outstanding, and in terms of the function that a number of us were at, I thought it was an outstanding function that was held this morning, and I thank the organisers, broadly speaking, the Churches of Tasmania. I don't mind saying that, as I've made the point before, that was the first breakfast of that type that I have attended, and I must admit my takeaway reflection was that I should have attended many more. I thought it was very positive.
Are you filled with peace?
Sorry?
Are you filled with peace?
Well, you'll find out in a couple of minutes, won't you? Now, noting, Madam Speaker, noting the early advice on this matter from the clerk and yourself, could I say very clearly I would absolutely support the Aboriginal flag being flown above this place right through the course of the year, and this government would support that occurring. I think that it is a small step, but it is an important step. Yeah. And I have in the period since I've become Premier, I've engaged with the Aboriginal community. I've had many discussions with both Michael Mansell, with Rodney Dill, to talk about the challenges that we face. And one of the things that I'm certainly determined to do, having grown up through the 80s in Launceston, and it was a great time to be alive, Michelle, as you would well know. One of the things that I'm determined to do as we work our way through this is that the Aboriginal kid that used to live in Rochalee when I was growing up, when I was 16, and has not had the best of lives since then, I want to make certain that the 16-year-old kid that's growing up in Rochalee or wherever it might be in this state has a much better life moving forward. And this side of the House is going to work very hard to reset this relationship, to ensure that we can turn the dial and that we can improve better outcomes for that community as we work our way forward. And I know that the Minister is well engaged on those matters, and so I'm very pleased to receive that question from you this morning. From my point of view, it is a small step, but it would be an important step, and obviously subject to the House this afternoon agreeing, and I'm presuming that we would need the agreement of the upper house as well, that the Aboriginal flag could fly above this place every day of the year, not just NAIDOC week.
Thank you.